Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for coming on today.
Oh my gosh, of course.
This is going to be so fun. I talked about it. I was going to tell you, but then I thought it would be nice to have a surprise. But I talked about it with Mia on the last one, and I really want to do the 36 questions to fall in love.
Oh my gosh. So we can fall in love even more deeply?
Yes, of course. Always. But also, I don't know if we'll get through all of them. But secondly, I don't know. Some of these questions are so interesting to me because I feel like, I don't know. I feel like we've skirted around it before and talked about these kinds of things before. So I'm really interested in seeing how it all works. But I did want to share with you, I think... Wait, where is it? I wanted to share with you, the origin of it because I was like, what does this even mean? I don't know. But it was, basically developed. It says it was developed in the 1990s, but what year? That's weird that it just said 1990s. But anyway, I'm sure it's somewhere if I research deeper, but I didn't feel like it. So anyhow, Arthur Aaron, PhD, and Elaine Aaron, PhD, and other researchers to see if two strangers can develop an intimate connection just from asking each other a series of increasingly personal questions. And... wait, hang on. The experiment became massively popular after the New York Times Modern Love column published an essay by Mandy Len Catrone in 2015 about her experience trying the questions with an acquaintance whom she went on to marry.
Ooh, that's juicy.
It is juicy. So I was just like, well, what does this even mean? And I'm really curious to do it with friends too, because there's all different kinds of love. I know This is meant to be romantical, but...
I don't know. We might run away together after this, Holly. We're going to find out.
Logan needs to put up his guard.
He needs to keep dating his wife if he wants this to work. Yeah. All right? That's what Tan France tells men to do.
Keep dating. Oh my God. Speaking of Tan France, we can talk about reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reality TV is totally on the table.
Okay, so I haven't been watching a lot of Netflix because for whatever reason, it wasn't working for me to have, because I use my sister's account and we all share, and it wasn't working. And I was like, I refuse to sign up because it was your household isn't a part of this Wi-Fi.
They cracked down on password sharing. Right.
And I was like, no. And then I was able to do it on my phone for some reason. And then yesterday / this weekend / this week, I just randomly tried because I was Googling, this is going to sound so old lady-ish probably, but I was Googling what are the best TV shows to fall asleep to.
That's amazing.
I was like, how can I just relax but not really pay attention? And one of them was Bake Off, and that's on Netflix. And anyhow, so then I saw Queer Eye, and I started watching Queer Eye, and I texted my sister because, have you seen the whole season?
Yes.
The most recent one? Okay. I just finished the Dan the Deli Man one.
Oh.
And I was like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I feel like I've just been bitter these last couple of days. I don't know what it is, but I was really mad at him. I was so frustrated because especially his his girlfriend, I was like, she is so beautiful and smart and so successful. Why is she with him, and why isn't he aware of how cool she is? She could leave at any second. And I love that he recognized it by the end of it, but he was kind of being an a-hole, and that was really nice what Karamo did as far as bringing his girlfriend's daughters in to shed some hard truths on him.
Yeah. Well, because it was such a weird kind of thing, too, that really looks at how dating is, particularly for older women, right? Of just, you need to be so gorgeous, so successful, so smart, so cool. You need to be the cool girl that Gone Girl kind of satirizes, right? Of you need to be all of these chill things. And it's totally okay for your partner to then just exist. Right? Of they just need to show up and be relatively clean. Aziz Ansari had jokes about this in his stand-up of just I just want somebody nice and clean.
Yep.
A guy who's maybe not wearing cargo shorts. Let's go.
Yeah. Which all of those those things he was doing. He was kind of smelly and dirty and wearing cargo shorts.
Yeah.
Anyway, so like I'm glad he recognized it and he pulled himself together, but I was just like kind of mad at him because I was like, you're not even like understanding how amazing. And I know a lot of it probably stemmed, this is all queer eye. I feel so much of it stems from like insecurity and not having confidence and all these things. But I'm just like, I was mad at him.
Yeah.
So I'd love to catch up with him and see if he's like kept up with it.
Oh, I hope so. I hope he like got his hours to be less crazy.
I know.
That was wild too, of just like, no, I just work every moment of every day.
Also, I don't understand why they haven't really been watching. You know how they used to watch like their like gathering of friends and stuff at the end of it? They didn't really do that in the last couple of episodes.
No. And I love that part. I love when they all do commentary on it.
What's that?
I love when they all do commentary on it. And they're like, oh, look at them using that shaving kit. Look at them doing this.
Yeah. I was really excited about the principal lady. Or like, now she becomes like the superintendent or whatever the hell she is.
Oh my gosh. She's such a patootie. And her self-esteem just was heartbreaking for me.
Oh my God. I was
just like, oh, you're so cute and you change people's lives literally on the daily. Why are you like this? I mean, it's easier to just tell somebody to be confident. Like,
I know.
But,
well, all the weight things, like, so relatable for so many women, I feel. But especially, like, I've gotten, when you have that scale in front of you in your bathroom every day, I've thrown away my scale. I threw it away, I think, last year because I can't do it. It's ridiculous. And it bears no meaning on how healthy you are.
No, I got rid of mine, too. It truly
means nothing. Good for you.
Mine was a gift from a company I worked for.
Ew!
Right? Where I was like, thank you so much. We got to opt into what we wanted, and it was like you could get a scale, a sunrise lamp, or a hammock for camping. And I was like, I wake up at 4. I don't like outside. I guess I get this.
I was trying to decide what kind of company this was based on all the gifts, and I'm like, it could literally be anything.
It was one of my hosting jobs.
Yeah. Fun. I also wanted to bring up, I'm kind of all over the place today, but I also really wanted to bring up how amazing Sophie Turner has been during all of the Joe Jonas moments.
Oh my gosh.
All of these amazing videos are popping up of her. She's fucking hilarious. I never really like saw outside videos, but like when she's talking with her Game of Thrones co-host, and also this like, I don't know what it was, but this clip came up on TikTok of like her roasting the Jonas Brothers. Oh my God. I don't know who she wrote those jokes with, but they were fucking phenomenal.
Oh, she's so funny. Yeah, during the pandemic, she started doing a lot of stuff on social. And it was just her like spilling tea or saying sassy stuff. And it made me love her.
Oh my God. It's so good. And I just love how she's just like, it's kind of like that meme of like, I don't know who it was, but they're just like with their fingers in front of their face, like, okay, I'm just waiting for you to say what you're going to say. And Joe Jonas's team is like so off the rails.
Seriously, I don't understand why, too. I don't understand when people have to play like on the offense for a divorce. Like,
it's not going well.
Yeah, being divorced sucks. It's a bummer for everyone. When people do this, and this is as TMZ as I'm going to get, when people do this kind of stuff, I'm like, what are you hiding?
Yeah.
Why do you want me to not like the person who you're having an amicable divorce from? I don't need to know. It's none of my business, honestly. But when your public relations team starts telling me that somebody's a party animal and doesn't want to hang out with their kids, I want to know why you're doing that.
That's what everyone has been saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, you're clearly trying to kind of, come out the good guy by doing all this. But it was so crazy. That one roast, though, I have to share this joke that she made. It was so funny. She said, again, I don't know what it was, but they were all there. But she said, the language barrier, or not barrier, but like the language differences were a thing when we first got together because, you guys call sidewalks, and we call them pavements. You call this, that, and the other. And she was doing a couple of examples. And then she was like, here they called the sequel to Camp Rock 2. There we called it a piece of shit. I was like, oh my God, that is so funny.
Well done, Sophie. Well done, Sophie.
Well done. And then it was just really funny because the co-host clip that I saw was with Aria, who I can't remember. What's her name again?
Oh, in real life, Maisie
Yeah.
Williams? Is that her name? Maisie
I don't know.
something.
Well, anyhow,
I have a computer literally in front of me.
I know, I do too. Anyway, but she was saying, like, I've seen a real growth in you, Sophie, like, when you, started dating him, and they started, like, making, like, laughing and joking about how, like, a growth in you was, like, a sexual innuendo. And she was, Maisie, or,
Maisie Williams, yeah.
Maisie
I double-checked.
Okay. Maisie was, like, a large growth in you, and Sophie was, like, average, Again, I was like, you didn't write that ahead of time, baby girl. You're so funny.
She's great. I like her.
I do too. And I think
She's
she's just being the epitome of class. Obviously, we don't know anything about anything, like, as an audience member, but, like, it's just really interesting to watch.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-mm.
okay. Anything else you want to, like, talk about before we get into these, like, 36 questions to fall in love?
Oh my gosh. I don't have anything neat to talk about. I had a demo client today that was fun. That was super great. He made me the best cake halls. Oh my God. Oh my God. So, like, first of all, people don't need to bring me things when they're paying me to produce a demo. I've said this multiple times to people where I'm like, you don't have to bring me an item. I work for you. So,
Yeah.
But he made me and Logan a whole ass chocolate cake with raspberry buttercream.
Oh my God. Wait, who was this again? It cut out a little bit before you said you had the best
this
cake.
is a demo client of mine who came by today to do his first part of his demo sessions. He did his commercial today, and he made me a cake, like, from scratch.
Oh my gosh.
It's so good. It's so good. I can't bake to save my life. So that's, like, I've just been eating cake since, like, noon.
That's amazing. And
great.
he made it himself with, like, homemade everything?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I love that. So you said it was like raspberry buttercream? What was it?
Raspberry buttercream on a chocolate cake. Oh.
Buttercream.
Mm-hmm.
I always think
and then I guess, sorry. You always think about what? Bake Off?
Yeah.
Something scrummy.
Especially when people say butter. I love it.
How far are you into Bake Off?
I mean, I've watched all of it.
Okay.
But I haven't. Well, actually, what's the last collection they call it, or series? Because they'd only have. I wanted to watch the one with Nadia today because she brings me such comfort. Oh my gosh,
she has a show.
Yes, her own baking show is, like, so wonderful and colorful and beautiful. Mm-hmm. But I really wanted to watch her during Bake Off because she was always so funny and, like, amazing. And
I loved her
they
facial
only
expressions.
You said what?
I loved her facial expressions where she just be like.
Totally. Like, what are you talking about? But they only have I think they have, like, 5 through 10 maybe on Netflix right now.
Okay.
They used to have more than that. I don't know what's going on.
That's weird.
But anyhow, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to just say the only other interesting thing over here is that our door doesn't unlock anymore. So we're both, like, prisoners in our own home today I guess
you can't, like, even get out?
We can get out.
Oh, okay.
But we can't get back in. So our building is kind of like a hotel where it's fobs for everything instead of actual physical keys. Mm. And that's great. Our fobs work on everything except for our own door to our home.
Oh.
So, like, this morning I got locked out for a while and, like, had to circle with the dogs because I wake up so early, and then came back and it was working. So I, like, got back in around 4:30 in the morning. And then this afternoon they both stopped working. So Logan and I both just, like, can't get into our home, which has been fun. So hopefully there might be noise during this just because someone's supposed to come replace the entire fob interface on my door.
Okay. No worries.
We'll find out. But yeah, it's just a weird, dumb thing of, like, well, don't leave because especially during this.
About that.
Yeah.
About the fob thing, like, technology is harder to fix / replace, I guess, than just a regular old key.
It's weird.
Wow.
It's
well,
very,
I'm sorry
very weird.
that must have sucked, though, being so early in the morning.
I was just glad it, like, kicked back on at least this morning because I was just, I don't want to start my day off being like, hey, I'm locked out. Can you wake up and help me? Which is not the worst thing.
Which begs the question, like, what is actually wrong with it? Because I don't know. I would have just assumed that, like, I don't know, a battery or whatever the equivalent of a battery is in the fob, like, died, but it came back on? Yeah. That's wild. Maybe it's your actual key thing? I don't know.
The key works on every other thing in the building, though, because I have to use it to use the elevator. I have to use it to get into certain places here, to get in and out of the outside. It's just my door.
Okay.
So the universe is conspiring against me. This is great content right now.
I love it.
Me being like, my door doesn't work. It's very upsetting.
You know what? Busy Phillips and Casey St. Ange on their podcast talk about how Casey has been doing bathroom renovations for 100,000 years because anyone who's done a bathroom renovation or any renovation literally at all, or moving or whatever, can just turn into like the craziest, like most extensive and expensive thing ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, I also wanted to tell you I have 2 voiceover auditions that I found on Actors Access.
What? Oh, that's very exciting.
I know. I'm really excited about that.
Are you able to say what kind of projects they are?
Yeah, I think so. I didn't say anything about it not being able to. One is for the New York Department of like Mental Health or something is hiring people, and they need like commercials, I think, to get more people to apply.
Awesome.
I think that one's for radio. And then the other one, I want to say it's for some university. I didn't look at all of the details. I can't remember. But I was really pleased with I still don't think we voiceover actors need to do this much in their audition. Like, I was going to say I was just really pleased with like the amount of lines / like, copy, length of copy, because, for audiobooks, they give you like 8,000 chapters and it's so fucked. I'm like, I'm not doing that. Like, no. I didn't get the job yet. So
I'm so mean. I do. And if you'd like to hear more of this, please contact me.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great idea.
Like,
oh my God.
I'm not going to read 20 pages for you.
No.
That's
well,
insane.
And I'm so glad I talked to you about it, because I think that when I first was auditioning for them, I was like, did they want me to read this whole thing? You were like, no, don't do it.
It's such a waste of your time.
Absolutely. And also, like, are they really going to listen to that many people with that length?
Why so many authors, they're very, very sweet. It's their first time doing an audition, though. And so it's, I need them to read this whole thing. And then they go, oh, I'm going to have to listen to them read this whole thing.
Yeah. Like, never mind.
Yeah.
But I still feel like my, the ones that I got are, I think they're 30 seconds or whatever. But I still don't think that they need all of that to like decide. But because there's 2, like copies, to read. So, but I mean, I'm fine with doing all of it. I just don't think that they need it. But I can't decide if I want to do it. This is random. Again, who knows if this is good content either. But I can't decide if I want to do it tonight or tomorrow, because I still feel like a little stuffy from being sick. It's not terrible. It definitely sounds a lot better than it did. That's for sure. But I don't know how I feel. So we'll see.
Do you do that sinus wash stuff? Or the neti pot?
You mean like the neti pot stuff?
Yeah.
I you know what, I have like the sinus rinse, like not spray, but like squeeze bottle thing.
Yeah, the one.
But I don't even know. I haven't used that in ages. I should look into that.
I'm obsessed with it. Logan refuses.
You're right, though. It's great.
It gets everything that's up in your sinus cavities. It works so well. Logan calls it douching your face, so he won't do it. I love it.
That's really funny. I mean, it is.
I don't get sick. Yeah. I don't get sick as much as him, because I do that like weekly.
That's true. That's a great idea. And I need to get, because you can't just do it with water, can you? Or can you?
No, it needs to be purified, like distilled stuff, because otherwise you can get weird, nasty microbes that can fuck you up.
Yeah,
so,
and the spray,
don't do that.
I keep saying spray. The squeeze bottle thing has like solution, like not saline, but like some kind of solution you put in.
It's like a saline packet, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to have to make a trip to CVS to get some of that.
Highly recommend. Kids, if you are feeling under the weather, listen to your Auntie Kris and douche your face. And do so. Don't do it with your sink water, though, because that's how you get the ick.
Yeah. Well, especially with everything going around, like literally everything is going around. Literally everything.
Are you guys having big COVID spikes, too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and my mom knows like 3 people. I remember last week I got my hair done, and I wore a mask because I know that she's very cautious, but I tested. I didn't have COVID, but like, I just didn't want anyone to catch anything because, whatever. But she had my stylist had posted and was like, I know like 4 people that have COVID and have had to cancel. So if you need to do that, just like, don't come in here.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And people kind of forgot about it, I think. People are like, oh, it's just allergies, because a lot of times it is. But a lot of times it's not. Especially the way that this new strain is presenting. It's like more cold allergy vibes.
Yep.
So I'm very lucky. that I didn't have it. But I did that thing though where I was just like, I don't want to test. I really don't want to. I hate this. But I was like, Holly, power the fuck through. Like, just do it because you're gonna kill everyone. Not really, but I have to get dramatic with it. So.
Exactly. You have to. I have to do this swab otherwise. Because, we tested again this week. We usually try to when we know people are going to be in the house and everything. But, like, Logan had this really bad cough, and it was just, what if we have it? What if we have the thing again? And because of having people come in our home to do this work, and then working with other people who are, like, have immune-compromised family members, I'm just like, we still got to do this part, you guys. Oh.
Yeah, totally. Well, and now that I work at the gym, too, like, I brought that up at, like, our little staff meeting or whatever. I was like, I mean, it wasn't a super serious thing, but I was like, we really need to make sure that we're, like, sanitizing the, like, keyboard and stuff and all that stuff for people that are, like, working there. Because, I mean, everybody's sweating and spitting everywhere.
Ugh. How's the gym going?
It's good. I love the team. I love everything that they stand for. That, like, the culture is so great. It's really more of like a fitness consultant is what they kind of are going for, as opposed to, like, you know, we're just buff and, like, we just gym bros.
We're gonna get sick gains.
Yeah. Oh. Brother. But I will say we do have to, like, submit goals, and if they had said, is there anything that, like, you don't love, this is what I would have said. But, like, you have to submit goals of, like, getting referrals, setting appointments for people's first class, which is always free, and how many cancellations you may have taken that day, and how many enrollments. And at the end, I only work, like, 3 to 6 hours a week. So it's hard for me to get, like, I don't know, as many numbers as the other people are getting. And it's tough. I mean, I had a whole conversation with the manager about it where I was like, I'm really trying to not let this get to me because I know that this has nothing to do with my self-worth, but, like, it sucks to turn in, like, a 0. And that's one of the parts that I do not love, and I'm really trying to kind of just step away from, because I don't know. I just, like, I'm not a salesperson. I love talking about it and, you know, whatever. But I'm just like, do you want this? Like, you know, like, it's going to be really great. And I'll talk it up. I'm not saying, like, I'm shy about, you know, enrolling people. But, like, sometimes people just don't want to sign up. And sometimes people don't want to give me their friends' phone numbers. So I just have to deal with that. You know what I mean? So that part kind of sucks. And then I also really need to think about, I wouldn't think anybody would listen to this, so whatever. But I need to think about, since I do only work 3 to 6 hours, if it's worth it for me, like, financially and mentally. You know what I mean? Since I have my other job.
That's true.
I don't know. I think it's, like, nice to have extra cash, obviously, because I am trying to, like, put every penny toward my student loans, which I did the math. And if that renewal for my commercial comes through by, like, the end of the year, which I think it will because it's supposed to run in October, it can be so soon. And I'm like, I don't even know what to do with myself. I feel like my whole identity these last, like, 3 years, and especially these last 3 months since, like, I knew it was coming back, my whole identity has been, I can't do anything, like, cool, except for, like, maybe get my hair done. Like, I have to put every single thing, or, like, I have to preface everything with, like, I'll have to check my budget because I'm doing my student loan, you know?
Yeah.
So,
that's so exciting, though. Oh, I'm so happy for you.
Oh, my God. I don't know what. I'm definitely going to have, like, some sort of party thing happening, but I don't know what I'm going to do for it. But I'm definitely going to celebrate because this is a big fucking deal.
Yes, it is.
And it really makes me, I don't know. I really want to figure out a way to, I don't know, like, be more activism with it. I don't know. Because I like, am one of the lucky ones. There are still people that have, like, $200,000 in student loans. And now it just goes me down a rabbit hole. Because, like, nowadays, like, I don't know. Do you need a college degree? Like, can you just go to a trade school and, like, get some experience? Like, I don't know. Like, even me having a degree, you've heard my plights. Like, having a degree, I have tried to, like, right now, and I would say within the last 5 to 10 years, like, the job market has kind of fucking blown. Like, it sucks.
Yeah.
Unless you literally know somebody and they can, like, maybe refer you.
I feel like our generation was one of the last ones, like, we were told, like, a college degree guarantees you a good job. And then we all graduated and we're like, where is it, though?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do?
And so many?
I struggled so much to get a corporate job. I was a bra fitter at Nordstrom for like a year after I graduated.
What a job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. But I mean, it's just interesting because I feel like so many like financial advisors that talk about like student loans and college stuff and whatever. Like this one I was listening to, this podcast, we talked about this last time where like I listened to some finance podcasts and like one of the things that they talked about was going to college because you're building this like amazing network of people and all these things. And I was like, that's not worth $200,000. It's just not. Mm-hmm. And so like if that's why, or like the number, like top 2 reasons why you go, there's BNI, what's called BNI. I can't remember what it stands for, but like it's basically a networking group and they have this for all different fields, but BNI is specifically for real estate. And I know about that because I'm in real estate for my corporate job, but like that's your marketing. You don't need to go to college for that.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying not to go, but I'm just saying like there are other options.
I'm saying, why do you need to? My
Don't
parents
go to college.
Drop out, follow your dreams, do whatever you want, be gay, cause crime.
Yes.
So my dad always just would talk about how like college was more so about figuring out being an adult.
Yeah,
right. Where
that's
he's like,
true too.
Your education isn't really that important. It's really about being a member of society, figuring out social cues, and understanding your own boundaries and limitations, which is great. But again, not for hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Right.
Like, just go get a job. And if you go to a trade school, you have an actual trade that will make you money. My friend who's an electrician makes hand over fist. Like, he makes so much money.
Yeah.
And works the hours that he wants to work.
Yeah.
Like, that I wish I had a skill set, Holly. That's just period.
What's the end of the sentence? That's so funny.
That's it.
No, I hear you. And like, look, my life wouldn't be the same without my college experience, of course. Like, it changed the trajectory of my life. I'm not saying that it was not worth it, but also, was it worth it? So do what's right for you, obviously, but I just think it's absurd that a 17-year-old is given $200,000 and not really taught anything about what it's going to take to pay that back or like what it is to have that much money. And also, I mean, side note, this is really great also, like even though it doesn't work for me because again, I'm one of the lucky ones, that SAVE plan for those of you who do have student loans, if you go on the studentloan.gov or whatever your loan servicer provider is, the SAVE plan, SAVE plan actually is really great, even though the Biden or the Supreme Court like denied the Biden plan of the $10,000 or $5,000 forgiveness like outright. That SAVE plan is great because if you apply for it and depending on your income and other, criteria, you won't have to pay interest on it. And that is a huge fucking deal because that is why so many fucking people can't pay off their damn student loans because all they're doing is paying on interest and not on the principal. And so this, even though the Supreme Court fucking blows and whatever, and I'm using the F word a lot because it really fucking gets my goat. But it really makes a difference. It's not like the whole victory, but it is something. So I think that a lot of people aren't really aware of that yet because they're too scared to look at their bank account and their loan statement and all these things. But like, get in on it because that's an actual great win for the student loan, department.
That's so smart and helpful.
Yeah. But anyway, so moving on. Okay. Are you ready to fall in love?
Oh my God, let's do it.
Woo! Also, speaking of which, though, about the demos, like if anybody wants a demo, please contact Kris. Her contact information will be in the bio. You all knew this because she's been on the show before, but, it'd be great.
That would be lovely because it's my livelihood.
Yeah.
So. And people are real panicked during the strike, and I totally understand that. But this is a really great time if you are able, if you have the mental capacity, if you have the financial capacity to like work on your dialects or work on your VO training or finally cut that demo because you got the time to work on it. If that is not in the cards for you and you just need to figure out being a human during this strike,
yes,
that is also so okay. Oh my gosh, do that, baby, do that.
Wait, did you figure out, oh my God, we keep saying we're going to fall in love, but we're already in love, so I keep asking
We already are.
But what is the did you watch the video game like conference or whatever the hell for the strike, or
So
what's going
I
on with
couldn't
that?
go to the last one, so I am going to the one on the 12th.
Okay.
I have a real sexy week this week. I'm going to a commercial workshop tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
I'm editing Monday. Tuesday, I go to the interactive workshop. And then Wednesday, I go to another casting workshop. Ooh.
Nice. I still need to look at that because I do want to do some. I think those prices are great.
They're really good. Yeah. Yeah. If anyone is looking for affordable classes too right now, Ace Studio LA. Really, really great. Really, really affordable stuff.
Are they all remote?
Pretty much all of them are, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Which is awesome. So then it's like $45 because it's insane. So many of the other ones I do that's a one-day workshop are like $250. And they're 5 hours, which is amazing. It's so great that somebody gave you all that time. But also,
I really want to take Bill's class with EEB because he's like, just researching him, I feel like he's really cool. And I did watch that because they give out the 2-hour like free class that he did that they recorded or whatever. And he had a lot of great insight. So I'd love to get hands-on approach, but I don't know if he's doing anything like what he has been doing. I feel like you did something else that wasn't commercials, or I don't know what it was.
He was doing a mindset course too.
Oh,
I highly recommend following Bill on his own. EEB is actually closing its doors.
No, Kris, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So Erin is going to focus on her Meisner training and her own work. Okay. So we're all kind of going our separate ways because she's got that. Logan and I have Speak Friend. So it also has been kind of this, like, first start at this studio, but you're actually with my studio kind of thing.
Got it.
But yeah, and Erin's real passion is in Meisner. For those of you who don't know, that's a specific acting technique that she is really, really into, and she loves it so much. It's intense. It's very, very intense.
I've never done it. I would love to try it, but it seems like once you're in kind of thing, and you got to be committed.
I'm glad that I had a great introduction to it with her, and I'm glad that I did like some intensives. But man, it's one of those things where I was like, I value this, but it's not for me.
Right.
I'm going to get there in different ways, you know? But if you want to learn with somebody who's super, super like nurturing and makes you feel safe and is always going to talk to you as an equal, because so many other acting teachers do that like Barry bullshit, right? Of like dragging you down, making you feel small so they can build you back up, which is gross. If a teacher ever does that to you, GTFO. Like they're just a monster. But yeah, so Erin will still be having her own stuff. So it's all of us kind of doing our own thing now.
Okay, that's good to know. I was wondering, I feel like I saw on your story or something where it said like last intro, and I was like, what does that mean? But I thought it meant just like for the year or something. Usually
in October, it's my last one of the year. And now it's like, it's my last one with EEB. And I don't know how I'm going to do those moving forward for Speak Friend if I want to do the boot camp or few week classes or what. I have to figure that out.
Yeah. Well, you've done it before, so you can do it again in a different like structure or whatever if you need it to be. But okay, well, that's good to know. Yeah. I feel like I was gonna. Oh yeah, because so we started that part of the conversation because the video games are also thinking about going on strike. Is this right?
Yes. So video games are potentially going on strike as well. So we are going to be voting for strike authorization. So all that means, same situation as TV and film. We are voting that if our demands are not met to the level we need, then we will move forward with a strike. So we're just giving the people who are negotiating the power to make that decision. Unlike the AMPTP, video games don't really have like an all-encompassing company like the TV and film folks do, which is honestly a good thing. Like the AMPTP, honestly, probably should not be a thing.
Yeah. Fingers up, bro.
The interim agreements kind of showcase that. But with video games, it's about 8 major companies, I think, that we're debating striking from specifically. So a lot of indie gaming, just like TV and film, is still going to keep happening. I'm very fortunate that one of the companies that I work for regularly is not on that list. Because I usually do like 4 recordings a year with them at least. Or anytime like an actor can no longer do the game or has to drop out or someone's moved or quit. Because that happens.
That is the way you get into a lot of voiceover stuff, I feel, because people stay with them.
Yeah. Well, and I've had so many with that one company of, this girl doesn't live here anymore. So can you replicate her voice? Yeah, okay, let's try.
Good for you.
So I'm very, very fortunate that I'll still have that, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
But when I have more details about that, I'd love to talk to you about it.
Yeah, definitely. Keep me posted.
Yeah.
I saw Alana Glazer. I love her TikTok. She just has really funny stuff. But she posted this thing where she was like, you know, I have a message for all these like studio heads, Bob Iger, all these people, whatever. Like, you need to seek therapy because you are actively hurting people and everyone can see it. Like, you are actively, violently hurting people. Like, it's insane.
It's insane. It really is, honestly. So they've released that Warner Brothers is projected to lose $500 million from the time of the strike. Before, they were talking about how they were saving money because they weren't paying people, right? Mm-hmm. They are projected to lose about $500 million. The entirety of the WGA was asking for, and these are their numbers, there could be inaccuracies here, but they were asking for about $492 million. The entirety of them. And one studio has already lost more money than what they initially wanted to negotiate for. So the whole thing now is just, you're just being belligerent is how it feels. Mm-hmm. Is this doesn't benefit you. It doesn't behoove us. Why can't we figure this out? And why are you being so recalcitrant to making a deal? And why are you all behaving like Joe Jonas's PR team, right?
Great callback.
Why are you trying to make us look like the disruptor animals, huh? No.
So wild. I don't know, man. I was talking to Mia on the last strike pod, and, you know, you heard where I was just like, I would love for it to be over by the end of the year, but I don't know. At this point, I really don't know. Mm-hmm. So
I was totally convinced this was going to be done September. I was like, it's not going to go past that. Now I don't know. And honestly, too, if we go back to work, you know how it is here in LA in particular. When we're about to have Thanksgiving, right, is when it's just, shut it all down. Mm-hmm. Like, we don't do shit till January. And if you stayed behind, like Logan and I always do, you maybe would get one of those weird jobs of like, somebody messed up and we need a pickup of this, or something fell through the cracks, we need an actor. And we'd be like, hi, we don't go home. So
hello.
But for the most part, there's nothing. So even if this does get resolved before, you know, Thanksgiving, people still aren't going to qualify for the health insurance.
That's true. I didn't even think of that. Like the holidays coming up too, if it were to.
I mean, it might be a real scramble just because there has been no work. But historically, we all are like, all right, that's done. Abandon Los Angeles.
Dumb.
Oh, it's great, though. Oh, it's so nice when you can just drive on the 101. You're like, there's no
like
one
a ghost
here.
town. You can actually get places in 20 minutes.
It's amazing.
My God. Okay, the last question I have is, I'm confused about John Campea because I don't understand how to watch, because I watched it on Tuesday and then I tried to watch it on Thursday and Friday, and like, does he post it live still?
Oh, no, we're not live anymore. So that's probably why.
But I couldn't even find, because like I knew it wasn't live after I texted you about your Oprah remark. But then, which I loved. But on Thursday and Friday, I couldn't even find it. Like, when does he post these?
I think sometimes it just depends on when they get to upload it, honestly.
Oh, okay.
Because it doesn't seem like we have a specific time that they go up now anymore. And it also depends on if we've segmented a whole bunch of things out. Or if it's just the show, or if we also have open mic. So it's a couple different things.
Okay.
But if you smash that like button and hit the bell.
I do, though. That's the thing. I always get updates. That's how I knew to watch it the other day. But I guess he just hasn't, or they haven't uploaded the other ones that you were on for Thursday and Friday. But so you're going in Thursday and Friday, but there's no guarantee of whether they're going to upload it on that same day.
It should be uploaded on the same day. And I think my most recent ones are. Because I hosted I hosted Friday. We had a great show Friday. It was just me, Jonathan, and Ray, the Batman Beyond crew. It was super cute and fun. And we talked about like fall decor and Godzilla, and it was the best.
Love that. Okay, cool. Yeah. I'll have to look. Is Rob
Thanks for asking.
On the show?
Rob is on the days that I'm not there.
Oh.
Which honestly, I was talking about this with the guys. It truly breaks my heart because I love him so much. Robert Meyer Burnett, I think, is so wonderful. And I think he and I have just such great chemistry.
That's what I was going to say. I love watching you two on the show together.
Like, have so much in common, and we're just such like little buds together. I really miss our show, Weekly Hero. I really wish more people had watched that. Because it was like a spiritual successor of like what Schnepp and some other guys had done. And I really loved that show where it was just me and Rob talking about comic books. Mm-hmm. Like our favorite thing we came up with was Rob and Kris have issues. And where it was just like, we're going to talk about a comic book issue that you guys need to get and you should go get from a local shop.
Yeah.
And I loved it so much. And the people who did watch were so sweet and we had really, really great feedback. I just wish more people had tuned in.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think that's also where like consistency with scheduling and stuff is important.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, well, good to know. I'm glad I asked.
Yeah. Thanks,
okay.
Buddy.
Sorry, what?
I said thanks, buddy.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I'll watch you any day of the week. Okay.
Oh my God.
Number 1. 40 minutes later. Okay. Number 1 of the 36 questions. Who knows how many we'll get to? Given the choice of anyone in the world, whom would you want as a dinner guest? That's a hard one.
Robin Williams.
Dead or alive?
Oh, yeah. I went dead. I went Robin Williams.
Oh, that's a good one. Explain. I mean, you don't really have to,
gosh.
but I would love to know what it means to you.
I mean, I feel like, and this is always a point of contention too, I think, with folks, is we all feel like Robin Williams was like our fun uncle, right? Because it was so part of our upbringing and all of his movies and everything. I really always loved his perspective on comedy. I really loved what he said about just being kind to people. Mr. Rogers would be another one I'd want to sit with because Mr. Rogers always talks about how a career in television is a career in service.
That's
and
beautiful.
I always enjoyed that perspective on the arts. And I'd want to talk to Robin about also like his great golf jokes and things.
Oh my God. So
Who would
true.
yours be?
I think Amy Poehler.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm being completely honest, either Amy Poehler or Tina Fey, like one of those two gals. Or like, I don't know. I was trying to think of like a Broadway person too. I almost kind of would. I just going on off like the a show. Like what's her name? Oh my God, she's Jenna on the one with Tina Fey. I forgot her name though.
It's
It's like starts with a J, doesn't it? It's very
Janet
similar.
Maroney?
Yeah, Jenna Maroney, but her real name. J. I feel like it starts with a J. I don't know.
She is played by Jane Krakowski.
Yes.
Krakowski. There we go. Krakowski. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, she's incredible. She was in
she
9
would
on
be
Broadway.
Cool too. Yeah, she would be awesome too. Just to talk about like how to combine both your Broadway and like TV life. But also, I think Amy would be my first choice because I just have so many questions to ask her, and I just think that she is so cool and also like so not egotistical about comedy and always. I mean, I hear this from everybody, but you can totally see it in just who she is, like in her interviews and in her performances and stuff. Like probably similar to Robin Williams, where it's just like it's not really as much about the joke as you think it is, or like as much about the punchline as you think it is. It's like what's real, what's true, what's going to make everything look better, you know?
Yeah, that's a great point. I have to quick tangent because speaking of Tina and Amy, I coached this 11-year-old and I was like, is there anything specific you want to work on or you want me to pull for you? She's, oh my gosh, Miss Kris. She's from Texas, so she calls me Miss Kris.
Love that.
I haven't seen it, but my friends, like everyone keeps talking about this movie and I'd love to pull a script from it. I go, okay, what movie? She goes, have you ever heard of this movie called Mean Girls?
Oh no.
And in my brain, I was like, bitch, have I heard about Mean Girls? How dare you?
I'm like half and half of like, this is scary for how like not old we are, but how weird that sounds.
Where I was like, this is a millennial treasure. What?
Right.
October 3rd is a national holiday.
Cult classic.
But it was just so great to be like, I would like to read from that. And then I was reading the script this morning going, what can I give an 11-year-old?
I know, right? Oh my God, that's so true. I didn't even think of that.
It was a lot.
But she's seen the movie?
She hasn't. It was my friends keep talking about this movie. So could you get me something from Mean Girls? I was like, oh God.
Okay. You could pull the that script not script, but the part from the competition, the mathlete competition, but it's in her head, so I don't know like how she'd perform that. Like calling her fat won't make me any skinnier or whatever.
I gave her Gretchen Wiener losing her mind about Caesar.
that's perfect. Perfect. This is why you're the
excited.
teacher. Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Also, I didn't preface this, but apparently there's sets of questions. This was set 1, so I don't know. It doesn't say what it's called. Like,
so we can fall deeper in love.
Exactly. Okay. Question number 2 of set 1. Would you? This question is really funny to me. Would you like to be famous? In what way? I don't know the answer to this for either of us.
I've always wanted to be one of those guys, right? Where it's the, and
I see what you're saying. Like,
you know,
I
where
know,
it's the,
like I know your face, but I don't really know where you're from.
Where like they don't know your name, and that's like that is what I want. It's just like, oh, you're in that thing, or oh, I heard your voice, and I think I know that.
Okay.
Because also, like, I am not famous in any way, shape, or form, but some people know me from the internet, and it is so weird when people know you. And also, I never assume anyone knows me from the internet. So I always think I've forgotten your name and we've met at a party or something. And so I'm usually like, hey, how are you? What's been going on? And then I stare at them for a while. I'm like, wait, how do we know each other? And they're like, you're on, John Campea show. And I'm like, oh, yeah, sorry. Okay. I don't know you then. I'm super glad that you caught me walking my dogs in my pajamas. This is super
That is
cool
so
for me.
funny. Has that really happened to you though before? Like on the street? That is so wild.
When we go to Universal or when we go to Disney too, I usually get recognized, which is really sweet because everyone's always really nice.
Oh my God, Kris, you are famous then.
It makes my friends make fun of me where they're like, "Oh my God, it's Kris Carr."
I love that. You know what?
But it's sweet.
I feel like when the second part of this question is like, in what way? I feel like you're basically there. Where you're like, oh, you're that thing from that thing.
That thing from that thing. It is better than being somebody thinking I'm an actress who doesn't look as great as they used to.
Oh my God.
Because that was what I got for a long time, where they'd be like, were you in Scott Pilgrim? And I'm like, no, I am not Mary Elizabeth Winstead, but thank you so much for thinking she just was like, fuck it.
Oh my God, that's funny. Wait, who's Mary Elizabeth Winstead? Do I need to look this up now?
Did you see Birds of Prey?
No.
That's okay. A lot of people didn't like it. I did.
I see her, but I don't know. I feel like you told me this. I'm having deja vu. I feel like you told me this name a while ago.
I get her a lot.
Okay.
I get her, or like if you're older, I get Sean Young from Blade Runner.
Okay.
Which I'm like, okay, I'm not her. And a couple times I got what's her face from Mean Girls.
Who?
Janice. What's her real name?
Oh, okay. Okay.
I can't remember her name.
She's so cool.
I used to, when I had my bangs and everything, I'd get Zooey Deschanel all the time. I don't think I look anything like her.
Oh, yeah. Huh. Interesting.
I think people just see bangs and they're like, oh, there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah,
she's
but it isn't. It's an improvement of being like, oh, you're your own person over.
Right.
Are you that actress and have you decided, nah.
That don't want to take care of myself anymore?
I'm just
terrible.
over it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Do you want to be famous?
I definitely do. I don't know. I'm trying to think of the second part of it. In what way? Because a part of me is like, I'd love to be, I think Minnie Jo, who plays April's sister on a certain show, says it's kind of similar to your vibe. So I think that would be a nice way, because I'd still like to. Minnie Jo was talking about how people do recognize her from the show. It's one of the most like recognizable things, even though she has done a lot of other things and she's a musician as well and whatever. But she says, I love being recognized, but like it doesn't happen all the time. You know what I mean? So yeah. I don't know. I think. How do I phrase this? Because one of the things that I kind of go to for some reason is, Neil Flynn, who is an advisor / for those of you who don't know, he's a janitor on a show that is about hospitals on Hulu. Mm-hmm. And he was the reason why I did improv. Like hands down, no joke. Like I
didn't know that.
What's that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like he would be on the bloopers just riffing on this insane thing. They would do multiple takes. And then on the podcast where they talk about the show, they said multiple times that, like, it got to the point where Bill Lawrence, the writer / showrunner, creator of that show, would just be like, in the script, it would just say Neil does something or Neil says something, like, based on X, Y, or Z. And so when I was watching the bloopers, I was like, what the fuck? How does he know how to do this? Like, what is this? And so I Googled him, and he was a graduate of IO and iOS and stuff. And so I was like, I'm going to do that. I want to do that. And then so, but, like, he has had multiple, TV shows as well, but, like, I think what I'm trying to get at is I kind of want to be famous in the way that, like, people recognize something in me that they then wanted to see in themselves.
Oh, I love that. No, that totally makes sense.
And I think that's what most performers want anyway. It's like, I've been told that many a time by, like, directors and stuff or even, like, dancing, like, when I used to do, like, dance as a kid or whatever. It's like, if people want to be on stage with you and, like, be having fun with you, that's, like, kind of the goal, because you're bringing them in. So I feel like if there's somebody that comes up and is like, I know her, she's from what's it called, and she does this thing really well. Wonder how she did that. Like, where did she study or something? That would be really cool to know. That's, like, a very niche and weird, but, like, they'd still know my name. I would like my name to be known. I'm not ashamed to say that.
Hell yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know if I need to be, like, Taylor Swift famous. I mean, it would be nice, but you can't go to the grocery store or, like, do anything. I guess you can just hire people to do it, but, like, you can't, like, be a normal person, I feel.
I would hate that. I love going to the grocery store so much.
You do?
I love it. I go to Trader Joe's every day, dude.
What?
Well, I mean, I live above one. So, like, so it's really easy. But
what do you get every day?
Sometimes I don't get anything.
Oh my God, that is so funny.
Sometimes I just walk around and then, like, maybe I'll grab, like, an ingredient that I'm missing or something. Because I just go now and I'll, like, get stuff that I want to cook that night instead of meal prepping throughout the week. But yeah, like, I fucking love Trader Joe's so much.
Me too. I just recently started doing, like, the let's go and just pick up a few things as opposed to, like, getting all of your stuff forever.
Yeah. It's the best. My dad also really loves it, though, so I think that's why. Where he and I would, like, map out going to different grocery stores together of, okay, well, we know that, like, we got to go get seafood at this place, and then we have better produce at this one, and we'd, like, make a whole day out of it. And my mom thought we were freaks. Yeah, it was great.
I like that, actually, because that's actually, like, so real. There are so many stores that do not have good produce. And Trader Joe's, to be honest, sometimes, depending on where you are, is one of them. Sometimes my produce goes bad so quickly, and I don't know if that's because there's no, like, preservatives or whatever the fuck on it. That might be what it is. But yeah, I get it. And also Trader Joe's doesn't have all, like, the brand name stuff or, like, cleaning supplies maybe or whatever.
Oh yeah. I have to get trash bags, and I'm like, where do I get that?
I know. I'm surprised they don't,
It's weird.
Untapped market for them, but that's okay. Okay. Great one. Okay. Number 3. Before making a telephone call, do you ever rehearse what you are going to say and why? I'll take this one first. Yes.
Okay.
Like, no questions asked. I have totally done this before. I don't do it as often, but I feel like I would do it. I remember doing this when I was, like, dating someone and I had something important to say and I, like, didn't really know how to get into it. So I would, like, write out, like, either bullet points or, like, an actual, like, script that I would not follow to the T, but, like, kind of know exactly, like, what the goal of the end of what I wanted to say would be, kind of thing. So I would definitely do that. So mostly it's for, like, I don't know, if I have something that I really need to get out, but I'm kind of nervous to say.
Yeah. I do the same if it's, like, with a boss, especially if it's, like, contract negotiation kind of things. I've done a dry run of that with somebody else. I've, like, had a mock conversation where they've thrown bullshit at me so I can be like, well, let's discuss why that's not fair and reasonable. Otherwise, not really, but it's also because I hate phone calls.
I do too.
I love FaceTime. I like seeing people. I hate phone calls.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I want to see your beautiful face. And also sometimes I don't like to keep talking. I like to just be like,
I know.
And, like, be there with you.
Yeah. And I guess depending on the person, Sometimes I feel like texting is nicer because I can think about what I want to say, which maybe that's why which kind of comes back around to the phone, I guess. You know, like why I would write stuff out because I like to think about what I'm going to say. But it is faster, I will say that. And like every now and again, I don't know. My mom loves calling on the phone. And by love, I mean she thinks it's way more efficient. And I don't know if that's a generational idea or what it is, but I feel like texting is faster for me personally because I'm just like I see it and I can like respond quickly, whereas like I might not be able to answer the phone wherever I am, you know?
Well, I always think about it with our text thread with Mia too. Like I know so much about what's going on with you guys because we're able to chat throughout the entire day. Without
Love
being
that.
like, oh, I couldn't, like, because most of the time, too, it's, well, I can't answer the phone right now. I'm doing the podcast.
Right.
Sometimes I am answering.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. What?
I said, sometimes I am answering during the podcast. Though I'm like,
you are. You totally are. That is so funny. Oh, my God. You're really great at multitasking. I remember you would, like, comment, or, like, even if it wasn't a text, sometimes you would, when you were live, you were commenting back to users or like, you know, people that were watching. And I was like, you can't even tell that she's like doing anything. It's great.
People thought that I wasn't really responding in the chat. They thought it was somebody else.
They were like, she has a ghostwriter. And
I would pay attention to when Jonathan didn't have the camera on me and be like,
yeah, right.
And also old enough to that I had to take typing classes, right? So like I can do all that typing without looking down. Let's go. Also,
like, I don't know. I mean, I hate to gender it, but ladies are so much better at multitasking. I'm just saying. Or like fixing their face. I'm not great at that, but
I'm still trying to figure that one out because I feel we can't be secret agents. We're constantly
but your
like,
face is wonderful when you were, you know, responding like you couldn't tell. So
oh, that's good.
Whew. Just saying. Okay, great. So, what would constitute number 4? What would constitute a perfect day for you? That's tough.
I feel like it's a mood-based thing. Some days I don't want to see another human being. I want to just like sit with my dogs and watch British Murder. And other days, like, because we've texted about this where it's like, oh my gosh, I had my ideal day today of I woke up and I went to the gym and I got to coach like 3 clients and then I had an audition and then I got to go to this class or watch this movie and then I had like a really great dinner with my spouse. Like, sometimes that's the great day. And other times it's I want to basically not exist and like become one with my couch.
Literally.
What about you?
Every time I think about like perfect day, I just think about the beach. I just want to be at the beach.
Whether you're a beach girly.
Oh, I'm such a beach girly. Like the water is my natural habitat, full on Cancer vibes. But yeah, whether that's like half of the day is actually on the sand in the water or maybe I'm at like the house or wherever we are like staying and we're just like relaxing on the patio or something, like playing games and just like kind of chilling and just being with each other at the beach and eating good food and drinking a margarita. That sounds so good to me.
That sounds really good, actually. Yeah.
That really seems like the perfect day. There was one day, it's so funny that this is coming up, actually. There was one day when I first moved here, within the first couple of years I moved here, where, it's so funny, it keeps coming up, where Queer Eye, my friends and I, Sean and Sierra, shouts to them, they probably won't listen, but Sean has been on the other show, the other podcast, talking about a show, but anyway, we watched Queer Eye for like the whole day. And I don't know why. I feel like we all three just like were on the same wavelength of like, we really just needed a day to watch TV, cry at happy people, and like just feel good about ourselves.
I love that.
And it really was the perfect day. It was great.
That's wonderful.
Okay. Number 5. When did you last sing to yourself or to someone else?
This morning.
What? When did I sing to myself? I mean, I guess this counts. Like, I talked about this in the last show. When I'm falling asleep, like, thinking of lyrics and stuff, I sing them.
Yeah.
To someone else, though?
I sing to the dogs a lot.
Aw, I do too. I sing to my cats. That's a great answer.
I like to sing tribute to my dogs, but change the lyrics. So it's, be you angels, and we say nay. We are but pups. Bark.
Wait, what song is that?
The greatest song in the world, the Tenacious D tribute song.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I need to rewatch that.
I like to change it so that it's my dogs fighting Satan.
Oh my God. I love that so much. That's so cute. I was trying to think of like when's the last time I sang like happy birthday maybe to somebody, but I feel like it's been a minute.
Me.
What did you sing to yourself this morning?
I have this weird like when there's dead space, I hum Funky Town to myself. And like I do it at work too now, and Ray will be like,
what?
You singing Funky Town?
That is hilarious and so wonderful.
Like, they'll just be downtime and I'll be like, and I don't know why. I don't know why it pops in my head, but it's weird.
Oh, it froze. I'm sorry.
Oh no. It's probably me. My internet's being a little
No, I'm
funky.
good now. Okay.
Okay. Could you hear me though?
I heard you'll just be like, did you actually sing it? Did I miss it?
I did. I'll just like be on the computer editing during our downtime being like, and Ray will just be like, what are you doing there, buddy?
That. I'm so glad you repeated it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All three of us though at work too, like hum shit all the time and then finish it. It's like this weird thing we have going on now where if somebody says like a word, then there's the song association and then the other person finishes the verse.
Oh my God. That's amazing.
It's great.
You're all on the same kind of like mindset moment.
Yeah.
That's really good.
I love it.
Okay, number 6 in set 1. Okay, if you were able to live to the age of 90 and retain either the mind or body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which would you want? Wait, what do you mean? Oh, like mind or body?
So is this assuming that I'm going to just like be decrepit and senile at 90?
I guess so.
I mean, that's probably the trajectory for me.
If you were able to live to the age of 90 and retain either the mind or body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which would you want?
Wait.
Like, am I living till 150? Whatever the hell?
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
wait.
Ew.
Oh, okay, I get it. So if you're able to live to the age of 90 and when you get to 30, do you stay 30 in your mind as you age to 90, or do you stay 30 in your body as you age to 90?
I would assume I would want my mind. We're headed towards the future. I can be a bionic as fuck.
That's what I was saying. We're going to be AI by the end of this.
This is
I'd
like to keep my noodle.
I know. That's tough, though. I feel like I need more specifics because, I see my mom and whatever, and she's still sprite and energetic, but, like, she does say, like, as she gets older, her joints hurt more and all these things. But, like, there are ways to prevent that. Like, she definitely, when she was walking a lot, and, like, remember, I think I told you this, like, a while back, maybe last year. I don't know. She was like doing the no sugar thing to get her A1C down, and I did it with her. Yeah. And she was walking every day. And I remember I came home to visit her one time, and she walked so much faster than she ever had before, and like was really just strengthening her body. And I was like, oh my God, this is wonderful. So like, I guess you can definitely work on that. Whereas your mind, you can work on it, but I feel like it could just go at any time, right?
Yeah. My mom is a very fit, spry, spunky little person. Mm-hmm. And my dad has not taken as much care of himself. He's had both knees replaced. He's like a bigger guy. He's like 6'2", too. So he's a big fella. But sharp as hell. Mm-hmm. Whereas my mom is very smart and funny. And she's always been pretty ADHD. But she, as time goes on, too, is more and more like, why am I in this room? What's happening? What is this? So I think I'd want the brain.
Yeah, I think my mind would be first, and then I would try my best to. I would try my best to keep my body up because I'm trying not to, or maybe this is the point of the question. It's interesting, like the perspective that you have on it, because like I'm trying not to go all or nothing. Like if I was like, I'm imagining almost that I'm like paralyzed or something, but my mind is still amazing. Like how shitty would that be? So, but I don't think that's the point of the question, or maybe it is, but I'm not going to choose that it's not.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Okay. Number 7. Do you have a secret hunch about how you will die? I don't.
So it's not a secret hunch, but I do have two very irrational fears.
Ooh, okay.
And they're really stupid. Every time I go to like a hibachi place, and it's not like I do this with any frequency. It's not like, well, every week I go to the hibachi. But every time I go to a hibachi place, I'm just convinced that there's going to be a rogue knife. Like I'm going to get somebody who's training. And I'm going to get like impaled while I'm trying to just like eat some shrimp, you know? Like I for the longest time, I thought I'd just die in an embarrassing way, basically. Or it was going to be something like that. Or I'd like be one of the people who actually gets toxic shock syndrome. Like one of those kinds of things that you're like, this was completely preventable. Why did it happen to her?
What's toxic shock syndrome?
Oh, it's when like you leave your tampon in for too long.
Oh my God, I didn't know. I mean, I knew like that was a thing. I didn't know that was what it was called.
It's a really classy episode today.
We're being real here, okay? Authenticity.
Listen, my American Girl doll book that talked about the wonders of the human body scared the shit out of me. And I was like, well, I can't die that way. That would be horrible.
Oh my God, that is so funny. So those are the two like fear or like...
Yeah, those are like my two irrational fears of like, that's probably how you're going to die. I hope it's in my sleep. I'd love for it to be in my sleep.
Me too. I like something peaceful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like, yeah, secret hunch. I don't know how I would die. I don't know. I'm hoping that
I feel like... Oh, sorry.
No, I'm just saying I hope it won't be like a disease or something.
I feel like secret hunch is like revealing of if you have enemies. Like, do you think somebody's going to get you? And I don't think so.
But I think that where you went is also like very telling of how you might read this question of like, you know, what are some fears or thoughts that you have about how it might all go down?
Yeah. Just a punchline. That's my biggest fear.
No, I love it. Oh my God. Don't love it for you and that won't happen. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Number 8. And we're almost getting to the end of set 1. Okay.
Ooh.
Number 8. Name 3 things you and your partner appear to have in common. What? I thought this was supposed to find a partner. Oh, you mean like potential partner?
Maybe. I was going to say, is it me and you? Is it me and... Or is it people we potentially want? Or is it what? What is it?
I am reading it as someone that I would want to be with.
Oh, okay. What are your 3?
3 things. My first thought goes to creative.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how. That's not really specific. Somehow creative. Maybe I should get more specific with it. Having common. I think... I don't know, something, I don't know if this ties in with creative, but something like our sense of humor. Like we should be able to laugh at a lot of not the same exact things all the time, but like, you know, we should get each other as far as like why we're laughing, maybe. I don't know. Or like, you know what to send me to laugh at because you laughed at it too kind of thing. Yeah. And then I don't know why. I was going to say reading, but when I dig deeper, it's just like a sense of curiosity that I'd like to have in common. Like I want to be able to like ask questions and explore together and be like, wait, what does that mean? Why did you say that? Or why are you interested in that kind of thing? And not be like ashamed of it.
Yes. Oh, that's one of mine.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think that's so important.
Yeah. Curiosity is very, very big. And like a sense of wonder, right? And then humor, which again, doesn't have to be the same, but you have to be able to like laugh at things and also not take things completely seriously.
Yeah.
And I think just like, it's not even a same values thing, but a same disdain for ists, you know, of like bigotry and things like that. Because that's
a great one.
It's so wild when you're with somebody who then you like learn about one of those things where you're like, oh, you don't like a group of people? That's really messed up. Or, oh, you genuinely believe this like religious thing that is incredibly judgmental? Oh, okay. And because then it gets you just like, one, it's, wow, I can't believe I'm with somebody who can hold hate in their heart like that, which is so weird. And then it also starts to go spiral of like, oh, if I was any of those things, would that be a non-negotiable for you then? because that's such a weird way to live of like, oh, you like me conditionally.
Yeah. I think that goes in hand with the first one or whatever that we talked, the curiosity one. Because if you have an open mind, you're, you know, open to different people, ideas, values, all those things. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good one. That's interesting. I liked that question. That was a good question.
That is a good question.
Okay, number 9. For what in your life do you feel most grateful? That's your question that you asked at the beginning of your classes.
Yeah.
Well, not like this one's in your whole life. For me, I mean, everybody knows this. I feel like I'm a broken record, but for me, it's my family and the connections that I make with both them and everyone around me. But like my family, like hands down, I like am so grateful that I was given those people.
Yeah, for sure. Family and friends. That chosen family.
Yeah. Is that yours?
Super, super lucky.
What's
Yeah.
yours? Okay.
Yeah. No, friends and family, yeah. Because I'm very fortunate. My nuclear family is lovely and wonderful, and I was so lucky to be raised in the way I was.
Mhm.
But like, obviously, like you and Mia and Logan and Megan and everyone too. Like, I can't believe how lucky I've gotten with the friends I've made in my life too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think it's also, I mean, if you, like, just to expand on that, I don't know, I feel like it's such a half and half of, like, luck, but also such a consistency on your end, too, as far as, like, you know, making sure that you are dependable and that you can actually, it gets effort to have friends, but also family, too.
Yeah, it is.
So,
and there was quite a bit of trial and error there, as you know, of getting those good friends.
Yeah, and it doesn't, like, there's no timestamp on it, too, which I think so many people, like, get kind of held up in where they're like, oh, fuck, I'm, like, this many years old. I should have, like, a group around me. That's just not always how it works, which sucks, but. Okay, cool. I love that. Okay, number 10 out of 12. So we're getting there. Number 10. Ooh. If you could change, this is funny, kind of going back into what the last one. If you could change anything about the way you were raised, what would it be?
Ooh,
that's a great question. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I have a lot of like qualms, I guess, but I don't know if I'd change them. Wow, this is introspective. This is very therapeutic.
Yeah, I was going to say, the issues I had, we went to family therapy and worked those out.
Did you become closer from them, from that therapy session, or no?
A little bit, yeah. And we've always been pretty tight-knit, my family. It was just some, like, elephants in the room kind of situations. Hayden and I were on our own quite a bit as kids. And that's not because my parents were, like, absentee. They just, like, literally traveled so much. And I was a grown-up a little earlier than I wanted to be.
Sure.
But then also had the pressure of being a grown-up for Hayden.
Oh, yeah.
And so we've talked about that quite a bit. And I don't think I'd want to change that because of how my family relates to each other now and how I am.
Yeah. I know.
Would you change anything?
I know. I'm trying to think. Like, I get asked this question frequently by people like who are curious about divorce and whatever.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't change that. I think that it definitely traumatized me, and my sister's has her own thing, I think, but like, you know, we definitely have gone through our own, you know, journeys of healing and whatever, but like them being together would have been worse than staying or than, you know, splitting. So I don't know. I think that if I don't know if it's necessarily about how I was raised, because I don't know if they could have changed that, but like I think that if I could somehow instill in young Holly that there is no pressure to be anything that you're not, then that would, and I'm not saying that because my parents were like, you should be this, you should be that, but sometimes I got that vibe sometimes from my dad, where his love was conditional. So if there was something that I could change, it would probably be something relating to that. And he's like, we've talked about this before, where I think he's gone through a lot of his own changes and journeys and stuff too. We've had open conversations about that, I think. But I think if I could change something about that, I would. But I mean, then you'd have to go back. This opens the question of like, then you'd have to go back to change how he was raised and how his family before him was raised and all that stuff. So
exactly,
because he only was doing what he was taught, you know?
Yeah, it's all generational stuff.
Yeah. So, and I mean, I still sometimes feel like that, where I feel like his love might be conditional on like me doing X, Y, or Z, and that's for me personally. I'm like very okay with that and fine now. But like as a kid, I think I didn't know the language for it, like what I was feeling. So like maybe that could be something that I would ask him to look at, but that I don't know how that would happen. I don't know.
Yeah.
So.
I think once you realize like your parents are people, it kind of changes things too. And the kind of inverse of the show you usually talk about, right? There have been many times in my family, particularly between me and my brother, of I love you so much, I do not like you right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that I'm so glad I have the ability to say that and the capacity to draw those lines when needed.
Yeah. Yeah. I think also talking about, that's so true. Boundaries, drawing the lines are something that I think should be instilled in children from a very young age. Of like, we definitely, I mean, especially in the South, I think you can maybe relate to this, where like we were definitely told to like hug your uncle, hug your whatever, like say hi.
If anyone asks, yep. If they ask you for a hug or a kiss, you give them.
Right.
Yeah. Which is
what?
Blah.
So it's like, and it's, and it's not really taught that it's not rude. Like there's a way to do it. You know what I mean? There's a way to say I'm uncomfortable or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting. That's a really good question. Oh, I guess as we get further down, you get like the meaty ones, baby.
Oh my goodness. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Okay. All right. Anything else to add before I move on?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Okay, number 11. Oh gosh. Take 4 minutes and tell your partner your life story in as much detail as possible. Oh, wait. So maybe that other... Oh, wait. Number 8. Did I do this wrong? Okay. I still think that question was good. But number 8 says, I might have missed a word. It says, name 3 things you and your partner appear to have in common. Did I say appear?
Oh.
I don't think I said that word.
No,
so...
it was that we want to have in common. I think those are the same things though. If we're talking about me and you, I think those
that's
are
true,
all
actually.
the same things.
That's really real. See,
if we're talking about me and Logan, that's still the same stuff, right? God,
yeah.
We're so deeply in love.
Sense of humor, values, curiosity.
We're doing
creative.
Great. Yeah.
Voiceover artists.
Go put on something white right now. We're getting married.
I've decided if I do get married, I'm not wearing white.
Good.
I really want like a deep navy purple. I don't know why that's in my head. Not navy. That's
beautiful.
Royal purple.
Yeah.
Or pink.
I wish I had changed it up. Pink would be cute.
I love your dress though, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. Well, it also, since it was a second marriage too, everyone was like, white? Okay, Kris.
Really? Really?
We're not fooling anybody.
Like, well, it just sucks. I feel like everything, I mean, look, whatever, but everything in a wedding is so much of it is just based on patriarchy and owning the woman.
And now that I know it's not about horses, I'm not interested.
I'm not interested.
I'm just not.
Oh my God. Okay, wait. So, all right. I feel like we've already done this before, though. Number 11, the take 4 minutes and tell your partner your life story in as much detail as possible.
Listen to the other episodes of the podcast, you guys.
Yeah, I feel like we're good.
Listen, I talked about toxic shock syndrome. You're fine. You know who I am.
I know everything Holly I need to know. Well, I do think that I'm honestly, truly trying to think of anything that I would say that maybe I haven't said before, but like my life story, those are like the bullet points, and especially 4 minutes, Okay. Yeah. I think we're good. Unless, do you think there's anything that you would like to share with me that you don't think you've shared before?
I think we're good.
I think so too. Especially the first Strike Pod, I learned so much about you in like college and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. We're fine. All right, number 12. If anyone would like to know, maybe you can write in and we'll tell you.
Let us know what you want to know
on that. But all right, so that question doesn't really work if you're already friends, or like BFFs, whatever. All right, number 12. If you could wake up tomorrow having gained any one quality or ability, what would it be?
Oh, well, this is one actually I'm very envious of you. I wish I had more musical acumen. I think that like your ability to understand like melody and lyrics and the poesy of those things, and also just the actual like physical manipulation of creative music, I think is so cool. Because I grew up, I played violin and piano a little bit, and then I had to quit all of those things for theater. Uh-huh. And trying to relearn it, my brain just can't wrap around it sometimes now.
Yeah, it's hard. I heard from, I think, when was this? I think it was like during our time, maybe like working at 321 potentially, when I started taking piano lessons again. And there was this one lady. Oh, I think it was because we were using that lady's music room across the way for class space. And she was like, if it's past a certain age, your brain can't like pick it up as much because you're already developed or whatever. It's not to say that you can't be amazing at it, but it's not gonna like ingrain itself as much as it would had it like been younger. You know what I mean? But I think it's never too late, honestly. So you can still do stuff. Would you want to play any instruments?
Yeah, Lou and I were talking about this actually, because we have a piano in our home and we've got a guitar and a bass and a violin.
Oh my God.
And I really want to tinker with piano and violin again. Piano
is the best instrument to learn, like especially if you want the theory of everything. It's the only instrument that's laid out that you can literally, there's a note, I'm pressing it. You know what I mean?
That's so true.
And it's like,
you're so smart.
Oh my God. No, I am thinking of this from personal experience because I went to a music school and I had to fight to be in a fucking piano class. It was so bizarre. And it's like, I get that it's not a conservatory and like we mostly wanted to focus on our specific majors, but to understand music, and especially in the classes that we were taking, such as music theory, ear training, all that kind of stuff, piano is the most visual instrument of them all. And it's the most, it's the math, I feel, of music. And it's so important as a basis, I feel. And there's so many apps now, actually. I used to use one. Oh, crap. I should look it up. I can't remember. I'll send it to you. Okay. I want to say one was called Joy Tune or something. I think I still have it. You do have to pay. It's like whatever. But it's really great. And it's basically like a Guitar Hero kind of, where you just set it on your piano and you just plunk it out and it like does the screen with you. It's really cool.
Oh, that's awesome. I like that. Thank you.
Yeah. For me, I think that I always go to this. Mine's languages. I want to be fluent in so many languages. I'm still doing my Spanish right now. Like I said, I would do in my vision board. And I feel pretty good about it. Sometimes I feel like the Duolingo, as much as I love it, like I don't necessarily feel like it's always like applicable to real life conversations that I would have. And I don't just mean that with the words that I'm learning, because that's like, you have to learn certain words, like even though you don't want to, whatever. But I would like they have stories, and you have to select like what they said, what they meant. And I think that's so much, for my brain, that's so much more, like, it's going to stick in my brain. Retainable, I guess is the word, because I'm actually like applying this to something that I would actually use or maybe say. There's like stories of two people in a park and they're like walking their dog. And I'm like, oh, that's so cute. And I'll watch like Friends or whatever show in Spanish that I like know all the words to, so that I can kind of like piece together what they're saying. So that's
very smart.
I feel like that's how everybody learns Spanish, like, is TV. Or like, how everybody learns English is TV a lot of the times. So why wouldn't it be the reverse, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So
that's smart.
Yeah, that's always like an icebreaker question of like, what would your superhero ability be or whatever? And I always go back to languages, even though I don't know if that's a superhero. But like, I think it could be.
I think it could be if you could just speak any language. That's a great one. Mine would be plant powers.
Ooh, explain. Like how?
I would want to. Do you remember them? Oh, I can't say it.
Damn.
There was a movie about superheroes that Mary Elizabeth Winstead is in, actually.
Oh.
But there was a girl in it who could control plants, like make them grow rapidly.
Oh.
And I always thought that would be really, really cool to be able to like control stuff, kind of like poison ivy, but also then to be able to grow things and eradicate hunger.
Interesting. Oh my God. Great thought. Look, and that goes really well with our values and common interests.
Look at us. Look at us. Little helpers.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, let's just do one last one. We finished set one, so we'll do the first question for set 2. And then when we come back next time, maybe you, me, and Mia can answer a lot of these questions together.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And we can finally officially be a throuple.
Yeah.
We'll all be so in love.
Okay. All right. Set 2, question 1. If a crystal ball could tell you the truth about yourself, your life, the future, or anything else, what would you want to know?
I don't know if I'd want to know anything.
I know. Honestly, this is going to sound so basic, but also, like, I don't care anymore. Basic is, like, become a bad word, and I just don't think it's bad anymore. I think I'm saying this, and I don't need to preface this as much, but I think I'm saying this because I'm a feminist, but I would like to know if there is a future Mr. Holly Constant.
Aw, yeah.
Like, I would like to know if that's a thing, because I don't see that happening anytime soon. Maybe, who's to say? But it just is not the time, or hasn't been the time. So I would like to know if there's someone out there that, like, I'm going to have a companionship with.
Yeah, because who is worthy of this land mermaid?
Hello? Thank you.
We'll find him. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to know anything. I like the idea of if it could tell you something about yourself, like a universal truth about yourself.
Yeah, that's a part of it.
Like, that's interesting. But yeah, the future and stuff like that, I don't know. And it's probably because I read too many comic books and have watched too much sci-fi. But then what do I do with the timeline? And should I know that? And is there a difference between, like, choice and destiny? And then I would freak out and probably, like, give myself a heart attack trying to figure out what to do.
That's so interesting. Yeah. Yeah, the universal truth, though, that's a great question. Like, I don't know how to phrase it, but, like, something along the lines of, like, how's the best way for me to deal with anxiety? Like, what's that truth about myself?
Yeah, truly. Yeah. I think something like that would be really interesting. Or, like, something maybe that it's something that I view as a weakness in myself is actually something that I don't need to be worried about, or I have tools to figure out, or something. Like, that kind of thing would be helpful, but I guess that's not a crystal ball. That's just therapy.
Well, this crystal ball and this cannon can do that for you. So I think that's true. Fine.
Yeah. Oh, these are good questions.
They're great questions. I love that. Oh my God, I could keep going, but it's, we've been here for a while. So I would love that. Okay, so next weekend, hopefully you, me, and Mia can be together. Do you have extra mics? Because she could come over to your house.
I do. Yeah, I can set up both of them. We can both be snug in the booth.
Yeah. Or like, you don't have to be in the booth. Although, like, you have the booth, so you might as well use it. But you don't have to be. I don't care.
I might just turn it so we're partially in the booth. It's just right now, I think they're doing the door because I keep hearing some thuds, and that's why I keep being like, what's happening?
That's funny. Well, I hope they fix it for you.
Me too. It'd be cool to leave. Yeah. It'd be cool to leave together. Logan and I wanted to run errands, and right now it's like,
oh, yeah.
Well,
I'm sure you can. I'm sure they'll fix it. There's got to be some kind of, like, situation in there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just because it's a weekend that I'm like,
Oh,
but it'll get sorted. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. This was so fun.
This was very fun. Good idea, Halls. I love these questions. This was really smart.
Oh my God, thank you so much. I just thought it would be so fun because you always think you know your friends, like even your close friends or your family, but I always find something new with you and Mia, which I think that is why it is so amazing to me and why I love you guys so much, because it's just like, and also a lot of my closest friends, I feel like I'm always learning something new and it's always so fascinating. So I just love these.
Me too. Well, and you're also a really good interviewer. We've talked about this.
Oh,
you're so personable and engaging that you do a really good job of, like, listening and finding nuggets to mine on.
Thank you. I feel like this podcast honestly has helped me be a better listener. I mean, I was decent at it, but I just feel like it's that thing where, like, I wasn't necessarily doing this, but I would get, like, you know how people say you're just listening to respond? I wasn't necessarily doing it from that, like, mean point of view, but I was just, like, so excited about what they would say, so I, like, really want to interact with them. But now I'm just, like, get excited in your head and wait for them to finish their fucking thought.
That's really sweet. I love that.
I'm trying, though. It doesn't always work, but, it's fine.
Listen, people are great. Life is exciting. Being alive is amazing. So why wouldn't you be excited?
Well, I think you're a good interviewer, too, and you do all your research, and you're really easy to listen to, so...
Thank you. Thanks. I try to do my research. Oh, someone on the internet came for me the other day and I had to kind of pull an actually. Because they said, they did a snarky comment of, if she actually did her research, and I was like, if you actually did a quick Google search, you would realize that the timeline I presented was the correct one. Thanks and have a great day.
Have a good one. Thank you.
Bye.
Love you, mean it. Not really. Oh my God. I get it though. It's hard because sometimes you're just like, do I even respond to this? Because does it matter that much? But sometimes it does. I don't know why, but sometimes it just really does in your soul.
Sometimes it does. And sometimes when people are mean, I like to just kind of put like a, okay, bud.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I love when there was one where Mark Maron got like a mean tweet when this was back when I was like on Twitter all the time. And someone was like mean to him and he just responded, get it out, bud. That's all they're doing.
Yeah, you're having a real hard day, life, I don't know. You're the opening of the Friends theme song.
Totally.
Well, this has been delightful, Holly. Thank you so much.
Of course, this has been so wonderful. Thank you, everyone, for listening, and we hope to see you next time, whenever that will be, and thoughts and prayers and action for the strike, please. Thank you so much.
Yes.
All right, everybody. See you guys next time. Thanks for listening, and go fall in love. I'll post this article. Bye.
Bye. Go fall in love.